season 2 of the Pat and JT podcast.
Oh man, I'm here at last. The best time, always gonna be the best. Come on!
Exclusively on the Parkville Network.
Well, all right.
On our website, parkvillemedia.com, you can go and on the right side, you're right, stage left, you click on the little lines, which are the little menu. There's a little schedule thing, and underneath there, you'll see Pat and JT check-in schedule. So if you want, like us to check in with you and your business, let everybody know how you're doing, what's going on, how you're pivoting, what's up. Let us know. There's a schedule. We'll book your. Is that you? Is that?
That's me. I need my headphones up just a little bit.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm sitting here. That's not me. Wait.
That's not you?
No, that's not me. That's not me either.
Oh, you're three.
No. There we go. That's me.
Instead of just easing up, crank that volume up. So yeah, we'll Skype in with you. We'll do Zooms or whatever, and let everybody know kind of how things are rolling. And it's kind of what we're doing every day. So get on that schedule because it's filling up fast. It's parkvillemedia.com. And just you can go /schedule or just find schedule there on the menu. It's easy.
I got to ask, did you have Netflix? Most everybody does. And if they don't, they steal it. So it's right. Did you watch any of Tiger King?
No, we're going to watch it this weekend. Though.
There's like 100,000 reasons I won't watch it. One of the animal abuse, in my opinion, is a really hard thing for me to watch.
Well, I had no idea what it's even about.
It's crazy.
And it's a documentary?
Yeah, kind of. It's right up there with Mama June.
And I've been...
That kind of documentary.
Oh, then I might like that. Not the animal side of it. But
it's
I'm
just
telling
really
you,
hard to watch.
It has been a very, very long time since I've seen, like Bird Box, I think, was the last thing that people were talking about this much online. And it's like, what is going on?
What's going on?
So I stayed away from it.
You want to.
Stayed away from it because I want to watch it this
TMZ
weekend.
has a little clip on here, not of the show, but just a little synopsis. There's so many different storylines, but one of them happens to be what happened to Carol's husband. And you'll see references to Carol. And apparently Carol has been walking some things back in the last couple of days because law enforcement is kind of asking for some help now and cracking the case about where's her husband, because the disappearance of Don, his name is Jack Lewis, but Don, I guess that was her husband. He was last seen in 97 and apparently it's still an active cold case. And now they're hoping that the Tiger fans can help solve it.
Wow, okay.
Tiger King. So Tampa area is where this is at, and this is according to their sheriff. He said, I figured it was time to use the popularity of the show to see if anyone wanted to come forward with some new leads. He was legally declared dead 5 years after his disappearance, but nobody's ever been charged, and they have no clue of where he is. So the theories
So how can you legally declare somebody dead if you have no idea where he is, no body, anything?
That's why. Because he just disappeared. And he hasn't had any activity of any type. I mean, that happens on occasion too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that happen. But I mean, it's been 20 years. But the star of Tiger King, who was actually this guy's number one enemy, is Joe Exotic.
I've seen pictures of Joe Exotic. He's a dandy.
But many believe that Carol killed her husband and fed him to her tigers.
Yeah.
And he's denied having anything to do with it, but the sheriff's office now is looking to see if they can find out anything.
Which, on the surface, gotta say, thinking outside the box, that's brilliant. Yeah. If you're gonna do that and you have the capability, you have tigers. I mean, really, what?
Who would mess with anybody with pet tigers?
I don't know, but that is actually brilliant. If she fed him to the tigers, that's brilliant,
and that's gross too. But I know, it's like usually that kind of stuff. It doesn't really, but I just don't like. I think there was in the first episode, it lost me. And I can't even, this was a couple weeks ago or whenever it first came out. Cause I thought, okay, I'll just sit and take a look. And there was is it a snow tiger or a snow leopard? I can't remember.
Snow leopard.
Remember, one that was in it was super hot out and it was not, it just wasn't good. I don't know. I couldn't, I'm like, I can't watch people like this with animals.
Yeah, it's rough. But like
I can't. And they're not intentionally doing that. They think they're doing good by them and they're not.
Yeah. Well, the feeding of if that is what happens and the feeding of him to the tigers, it's like that's not gross because they don't care. Tigers and like Beth will do the same thing. We'll feed like the cats will grab something like, oh, that's gross. Don't eat that. They literally were licking their own butthole 14 seconds ago.
That's different.
It's not different. You eating human flesh and licking your own butthole are completely. One is really gross. The other's just meat.
For the critters, for the most part, not all animals can do that. But for the most part, I have a feeling that they're Their
That's true.
digestive system is a little different.
Horses can't.
Nope.
Cows can't.
Dogs and cats. Think of anything else? And,
Probably, I'm
and
assuming-
varieties of dogs and cats,
Yeah.
but dogs and cats.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Mm-hmm.
about it.
You got to wonder about that. Was that like part of the ladder?
That was
Because you can? Is that above or
that
below
was-
the others?
No, they just got bonus points, and God gave them that opportunity.
So I'm just wondering on the evolutionary ladder, is that like a bonus that they got? So you're one step up or are you one step below?
Oh, you're 4 steps up.
Because the monkeys like to fling it. but
Yeah.
they don't do that.
No,
They can't do that.
they would if they could, but they don't.
So many things that's said about.
I know.
So anyway,
But yeah, that was crazy, the Tiger King thing this weekend.
and so many people talking about it. And I'm just
know.
like, I just can't. It's like Honey Boo Boo and Mama June was one thing.
Yeah,
This is just the next level.
Yeah.
And on top of it, it's basically, well, Mama June is true. I mean, you've seen the pictures of late. She's not in good shape. She broke one of her crowns, the porcelain. She's got the veneers, and one of her front teeth is missing in that last picture I saw. of
Oh
her.
man, that's not good.
And I know there's a new season that's out. I haven't tuned in.
I wouldn't either. That time has passed.
Oh my God.
We have to talk briefly about.
Yeah.
It's not surprising that we talk about this, what everything's going, the quarantine, Corona, whatever. But I understand that people want to protect themselves, and I know information changes a lot all the time, actually, as to what you do to protect yourself, what you do to protect others, blah blah blah. But when I walk through the store and I see people using rubber gloves to pick up stuff at the store, it absolutely they're like, it makes them, in my opinion,
Makes them feel better.
If it makes them feel better, but if they got to use logic because they're picking up their groceries with the rubber gloves, put them in the bag, then they take the rubber gloves off and go grab the groceries they just touched with their hands at the home to put them in the pantry.
Unless they put their gloves on when they get home.
But then they still,
But you still
it's
put
still
it-
on
it's
on the
still in
food.
your home.
It's still on your food.
it's still on the
It's
box.
like unless you all have open sores, which the what? Okay, I was at Walmart, so 30% of them could have had open sores.
Stop.
But I get I understand the masks more than the gloves. Like the masks, it still doesn't. It's not the best. But if somebody would sneeze near you, it might help. But the gloves, come on.
because they have on a mask, or if you have on a mask to prevent, I guess
Right.
You feel like you're throwing some kind of a barrier up, but it's not something like you said when you pick up, and it's kind of funny because people are kind of like stymied by what are we supposed to carry our stuff home in, because plastic, and then it's not biodegradable, and then it's it ends up in the landfills and it ends up in the lakes, but you're saving trees, but
I
then
know.
if you use trees, then that means you're using trees and you're using paper sacks, and so you're not caring about the environment then. But then if you use the reusable bags
which yeah,
that carry more germs than either of the other two. Which all of a sudden-
which Hy-Vee you can't anymore. You can't right now.
They had.
You can't. Do
I
that
literally
anymore.
just got one for Christmas. I swear to God, it was like one of those little grab bags of all kinds of oddities. And one of them was a reusable Hy-Vee bag, and it looks like a paper bag with the Hy-Vee logo and little handles. Right, and it's slick as all. And I was like, I kept leaving it in the truck. I never used it.
Yeah.
It was folded up in the front seat of the truck, and I'd always forget to take it in with me when I go to.
And when you do,
Yeah.
it's very convenient. It's because you can carry almost everything in one bag.
I wish that they would make the paper sacks, because reusable, just like the plastic. I get the plastic though too. You don't want it to end up in the lakes, but that with much better handles, because invariably one of the handles lets go
Yeah.
if you put anything of any
Agreed.
substance in it. But anyway, I just thought that was kind of
Trader Joe's, and I know there are a lot of stores all over the place doing a good job to try to do what they can. But Trader Joe's had a line outside, and they had a little marking 6 feet apart, and they were letting 15 people. It was either 15 or 20 people in the store at a time. So it was like a club, Clizub, one person in, one person out, and
Velvet
they
ropes?
No,
Bouncer?
velvet rope. They did have bouncers with sunglasses
with a list.
and a taser.
Sorry,
yeah.
I don't have your name on the list.
Right.
You have to go to the back. I think they really should do that. Make reservations to go into the.
I mean, that's not. Maybe we might get to that.
You could have two different lines. with reservations, and then if you just like show up.
Like the fast pass line.
So yeah, and basically it's kind of like when you went to Russell Speeder and you had the pass, you just zip right through.
Oh, I
to
think
one
right
side.
now people, if somebody got on the fast pass line, it'd be people are
you could-
rageful anyway.
You could honestly probably make some money with that, and have it right on your keychain as you if you fly through. Yep, and the other side you got to wait over here until
Like what's
there's
it?
room
The
for you.
TSA pre-flight check. The
Yeah.
TSA, clear. You just walk through.
It was like $300 or $400, and people
Oh,
or
yeah.
more than that maybe, and people are like, it's worth it.
Oh yeah, Nick Ball has them. Our friend Angie has them. They said it's absolutely the best investment.
Don't even think twice
And
after
when-
that. It's like a relief.
We went
Yeah.
on a vacation. Angie was with us. Apparently, Angie and all your other terrorist friends can just go right on past because she just showed the badge. They're like, here you go. Thanks.
You and 9 of your friends.
Carrying a 27-ounce Slurpee I bought at 7-Eleven outside through. It was the best.
You see right there was the simplest form, but you remember privilege.
Yes,
You got to walk through with your Slurpee.
I didn't really, but it felt like it. But it was just great. So maybe the fast pass to get groceries is a good idea.
I think it'd be a good way to make money,
Yeah.
as if they need it, because there are people in there buying anything's on the shelves right now. Anyway.
I mean, and I know a lot of the stuff. It's you sanitize the carts and they have the wipes, but then you go around and you're getting. It's just we can't be 100% protected. We have to go out and get food. We can't be 100% protected all the time, and people are stressing out and freaking out about it.
are.
Just got to take a knee and just take a breath and
Now-
just do what we can.
Did you see the doctor this weekend? I caught it in a replay, and then I caught it online, and was kind of you don't want to oversimplify, but said that just walking by somebody, unless they sneeze on you or or whatever, it's usually it takes more sustained contact, as in the same, like in close quarters for 15-20 minutes. Like you're in this, but touching a contaminated surface
Yeah.
and then touching your face is the most common way or the easiest way to contract this.
Yeah.
And as one of our friends said, all the dumb crap that I've done in my entire life, and I die from touching my face.
Right.
I get it. I get it, but it's that simple. It's just, and that's so crazy. Is I can't believe how much I do. I never was even close to realizing it until now. But they said the whole contact thing, you really have to come in contact with somebody
Yeah. For an extended amount of time.
an extended amount of time. It's like 10, 15 minutes at least that you're right there, and then also breathing the exact same air and close enough to each other. That's where that 6 feet thing, because you really aren't probably going to span that distance, but it just kind of takes a little bit of the pressure off. So when you see somebody, because I kind of like freak out. I turn an aisle in the grocery store. Somebody's in the aisle. Like, okay, I'll come down so far. And it's like, you want to come this way? Oh, I'll go back this way.
I know.
And then I'll go around and come back in the
know.
other way. And just everybody keep your distance just a little bit. Just kind of be aware. And then there are those people that have no clue. They have no sense.
Right.
And they're the close talkers in real life.
Yeah.
So they're already too close to you.
I know. And I'm
That's gonna be hard for them.
But we went to Home Depot over the weekend, jam packed.
Yeah.
Jam packed, and they had they have the lines at 6 feet when you're doing the checking out and everything, and people were following that. But other than that, it's like that's where I know we need to do this and be safe and not go up and shake hands or do whatever. But it's like I don't want to get to the point where if I see somebody coming, I start getting nervous. It's like if you're going down an aisle in a grocery store, just pass, like ships in the night, just pass.
Turn your head.
Right.
Turn your head and cough.
Right.
Not on the Cheerios.
It's also
Don't cough
allergy
that way either.
season.
Well, that's the problem.
People are going to be coughing and sneezing and people looking at you side eye.
False alarms.
If you sneeze or cough. Yeah. I know. It's scary, but.
When I was checking out at the liquor store, lo and behold, the other day, there was a woman. She wanted to stand so close to me. She was behind me, and I was keeping my distance. And you could tell the people ahead of me were all distanced, and not like obviously they just were. And it wasn't like they were counting it out. They just were paying attention to each other. She was like right on my tail. She's the kind who she couldn't have read the bumper sticker on my bumper because she was that close. She couldn't have read the bumper if we were on Dodge Street. So you're wanting to tap the brakes, like
Right.
back off. And so I ditched out because she was just that close to me. And
Really?
I ditched and I went back around to the end of the line
Oh, really?
because she was just too close. And she's just standing right there.
Oh,
Like right behind
mouth
me.
breathing? Was she mouth breathing too?
Not that bad, but she was that close.
Oh man!
You never realize how close you really stand to each other, like when you're in a line at the supermarket or anything like that, and there's somebody right on your tail waiting to start unloading stuff. It's like just let it breathe for a minute.
Okay, but partly though, and I've not Trader Joe's, but Aldi. Same day we went to Trader Joe's.
Interesting combo,
right? And with all of these, and with the belts on the checkout thing, and the stupid sensors. As soon as there's the sensor there that starts and stops the belt is free, it starts going automatically.
Right.
So if they want us to be distant from each other, turn that sensor off because it took all my food and jammed it right up into Becky, who was checking out in front of us, and I had to scoot up. It's like just pump the brakes on the little belt.
Hold on.
I always
Were they
hate
wiping
that.
down the belt too? Mm-mm. Oh, see, the girl was where I was at. She was
No.
She was wiping down the belt, and she was telling people to hold on.
That's nice.
So it wasn't packed in there. Granted, if it was more busy, they probably would have foregone that. I thought that was kind of nice too.
I hate that aggressive belt anyway, where it just sucks your food right up next to the person. You feel bad.
You know what though? I get really perturbed when I'm standing there waiting to unload, and they have one item that's holding up the whole belt, and I can't put any more things on here. Like, do you want to move that?
One stick of gum.
So I can put
Doink.
more stuff up, or do you want me to walk all the way to the front? Anyway.
The woes of COVID-19. Holy cow.
Oh my God. Some things though that have come out of that. A couple things. One to watch out for.
Okay.
There is a Netflix scam, believe it or not.
A Netflix scam?
Yeah. If you get an email for free Netflix for 3 months or
Ooh, I
something
didn't get
like that.
I did.
Yeah.
I did actually. Yeah.
Don't click on it.
I didn't.
It's not real, because what the deal is there's somebody sending out, obviously somebody is, they're sending out though this scam. And so they're getting people to click on the link to get your free 4 months or whatever it is. And all it is, and it's a fake landing page from what I understand. So it looks very real to put in your information, and you'll get the next, sign in like you normally would.
Yeah.
Dink,
And then
then
nothing.
they have your sign in information and all your other stuff. So don't do it, because Netflix is practically free anyway.
Yeah.
And then karaoke is getting ridiculously big. Some people, I noticed this the last few days. Gotta keep flipping through, and there's somebody in their house, no makeup, don't care, just gonna sing this song for you.
Singing it.
Just singing and going a little crazy, and then starts singing, and I was like, what the heck is going on? And then my mom reposts on Facebook, and it was, apparently it's one of her cousins' wives or something, like it's somebody I don't know, but it's relation somehow. And she was singing, and she's got a great voice, but lo and behold, this had been shared through a karaoke fan book page, or kind of like Facebook fan page or whatever. And there are several of these karaoke pages that people can join, and then they post their best renditions.
Oh, that's kind of a fun idea.
So it's kind of like going to karaoke.
Cool.
I'm sure a couple bottles of wine will help.
I'm sure. Or a box or two, like you have.
Or
at
a
the
box
house.
or two will help. And by the way, I saw the best meme the other day too. I don't even want to hear about my wine. Okay?
Why? What?
Somebody posted, I thought this was hilarious, because she said, people are complaining about me not being able to have fun without drinking. And she also included, or smoking pot. She says, yeah, I know. But you know what? A fork makes eating easier too. Don't have to have it, Karen.
Again, poor
But
Karen.
it makes it easier. It just makes everything a little easier.
We call it just softening the edges.
Right?
Just makes everything a little more smooth.
So I thought that was kind of cool. The Facebook pages.
It's a good idea.
I can take a couple, 3 of those and enjoy.
Yeah.
So those
Not
are
a
kind of
bad
fun.
idea.
And then the Markles moving to the United States.
Knew that was happening.
This is going to cause some controversy, because now they want help paying for their security, and they've apparently put in the request with the White House. And the president tweeted this weekend,
Nope. I mean, why would we? Why would we? Why on earth would we? Anybody? You can put in requests for anything you want.
Yeah.
Go ahead, request away.
They were wanting Secret Service protection, or at least some help with that, because Canada had been helping. And by the way, the tweets from Canadians when they found out that the Markles were leaving, and I say that in loving the Markles, I'm very lovingly, but there were so many that were just like, don't let the door hit you, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm
thanks.
sure.
Because they were paying for their protection. And so now they're moving to America, and she's got her first gig, as we talked about with the movie. So she's an actual real Disney princess. Not really a princess, though. She's a duchess, but same difference.
Whatever. Close enough.
So they expect they're probably going to be moving to Malibu.
Okay. Big shocker.
That's where the most expensive houses are. And I'm thinking, if you can move to Malibu, you shouldn't have to ask for help for...
Right. How about, that's not a good look. If you are applying for some sort of social assistance through the government, don't be buying a $14 million house. Why don't you go, really, go buy a little split level or something on San Bernardino or whatever. I mean, that's a bad look.
Or go in on a gated community where y'all can pitch in. And share the cost.
Something. But
right?
You're right. That is a great point. That is a terrible look. To be out buying a house and then asking the government for help. While you're at Red Lobster eating your crab legs, you're filling out your report for food stamps.
Right. No, you can't do that.
No.
It's one or the other. So anyway, that's about all I got.
All right.
Oh, TV-wise, anything new on your end? You guys been watching?
No. Same old stuff.
You watched Ozark's latest season?
No, I haven't watched any of Ozarks. I got to start. There's a lot that we're going to start binging.
I started with season 3 came out. Mm-hmm. And I watched season 2 again because it's been 2 years since season 2 came out to get back on. Very good. It's really good.
And
Jason
I've heard it's
Bateman.
good.
Yeah.
I've heard it's awesome. I just haven't watched it.
And Sinner.
I haven't watched
season 3
came
out too. That was the first season with Jessica Biel.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Remember?
I think I watched one episode maybe, but I have so much stuff I need to watch, and this is the perfect time to do it.
Sinner is really good. Sinner just has the same. It has a few characters that play in each season, and the cop is primarily the one. And in the first season, Jessica Biel, it was a woman who attacked somebody on the beach for no reason. And then the next one was a small child that killed his parents for no reason. And then this one is a car accident that kills one of the driver.
Okay.
And what's the crime? Trying to figure out the crime. It turned out pretty good. Yeah.
There's your COVID-19 quarantine binge watching shows.
Yeah, that is pretty much, I think. And then just thank God the weather's getting nicer so you can go sit outside.
Thank the Lord.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely wonderful. Got the zero gravity chair out the other night. Fell asleep on the patio.
Heck yeah. It's been so nice outside. Just getting out walking. It's been so nice in the foreseeable future. So knock on wood.
Yeah.
I couldn't handle if this was January and we were all literally stuck in the house.
I know. We know how, it's that hard for us anyway in that time of year because you can't get outside for a long time. You can't wait to open the windows and air it out just a little bit. Yeah. So at least we can get outside.
That's right. All right. Well,
so that's all I got.
Do you guys have anything fun you found on Facebook, like karaoke pages, or go to our website, parkvillemedia.com, and schedule if you're a small business owner or whatever, want to check in on you and see what's up. Thanks for listening to our podcast.
Pat and JT Podcast.